What happened there? Hmm? Is anyone still there? Is everything alright? So that kind of got messed up. I think that got messed up. So for some reason, it just ended for some strange reason. So I guess I have to restart this. I guess maybe. I don't know. Let's go ahead and like deal with this. I guess. Hello, I am Sentimus Prime, and here I have gotten a couple cases of these these Blokees Transformers kits. One's from like the Galaxy version Wave 6 of like these like Galaxy version like waves of like kits. And yeah, in this video I'm basically just going to be like opening them up and building them as I hopefully interact with the chats if able to. And so I guess like apologies for what happened. Like I guess the live stream ended on me with no warning. So now I have to restart this. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We can go ahead and take another look the at the box itself. Here's a look at the front. Looks pretty good. Got the Blokees logo up there, Transformers up there. Got the Galaxy version, Wave 6. It says like genuine license. All body parts are now movable. And hello there. Meowful YT, how are you doing? Got Hero. Like, come gather your Cybertron. I'm Army. Nice. Nice. Here is a look at the front of the box. I'm using clicker. Oh. So it says Meowful. It says I'm using a auto clicker. Alright, neat. So here we have a look at the various on the top and on the side here. You get a look at like the various kits you could possibly get in this particular wave. And down here you get a more individualized, like more stock standard pose, like roll call thing for whatever for like the possibilities of what characters we could get in this wave. So in this selection we got Shattered Glass, Ratchet, Dirge, Kickback, Swoop, Swoop's Beast, like Pterodactyl mode, Wheeljack, Sunstreaker, this IDW Autobot Megatron, and IDW Optimus Prime, and as well as like this secret secret chase version of the Optimus Prime one. It's basically just a blue Optimus Prime they call Orion Pax. Yeah, fine stuff right there. Here's a look at the side of the box. Which not a whole lot going on here aside from the Blokees logos, the Transformers logos, and the backgrounds. You got a lot you do get a lot going on with the background, actually. You got like a lot of like ruined like city, like wrecked city look or like a post-apocalyptic city look, which is neat. Same here on this side, and I'll get to this in a second. Here's a look at the bottom. Not much going on there. It's just a blank bottom of the box. Here's a look at the back. Not a whole lot going on here, but you do get more of that post-apocalyptic wrecked city look for that for this background, which is nice. But yeah, aside from this, there's not a lot going on there. So there's a look at like one of these cases of these boxes, like basically just unopened. But the thing about this is like so basically how like a case like this works is you would open the top, tear this part of the box, like you would tear this, you would like either cut or tear this part of the box off. You would lift up the lid, fold the like top of it to make one of these. It's basically like a sort of, which is basically like a sort of like way to display your to display these individual boxes of these kits on like a store shelf, which is quite nice. I like it. And due to how things on the box were laid out, you have the top lid forming like this sort of back panel like advertisement like thing, which gives you a decent look there. But also down here we still have our roster of possible characters we could get, which is nice. I do appreciate that, and I think that's nice. So with that, we can then look at we can then take one of these and take a look at like each of these individual packaged boxes. So here we have a look at one of our boxes. We get all the like the information stuff that we got before, like warning labels and stuff like that. Over here you have the part number of pieces that could be included in the set. Like this, because it's randomized, it's a chance of either it ranges from 28 pieces to 51 pieces. And then here, yeah, you have Optimus Prime as well as like a decent background. And over here on this side, you have pretty much the same stuff going on here, just slightly mirrored in some spots, and you have the Autobot Megatron here instead. And after that, you flip over to this side, which is not a whole lot going on here. It's basically just some different like labels and stuff and languages and stuff. Here's a look at the bottom. Not much going on here, but you do get like this open area spot for people to put like a label there to separately label these items. Here's a look at the box. Not too much going on here with the box on the top, just the Blokees and Transformers logos. And oh, hello, it says Britunstra, Britunstra. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry saying that wrong, but they have typed hello in the chat. Hello. Very nice. So here we have a look at the top of the box, and here we have a look at this side of the box, which not a whole lot going on here. It's more so just like another way to look at like the roster of possible characters you could pull on each and every box. So with that, we got like a look at each of these boxes. it is a lot like the first wave ones I've taken a look at a while back. It's like that similar format. That's nice. That's nice. So, with that, let's actually get this open. Let's actually start opening these up. So, actually, I wanted to try something. So, for those who are watching and interacting with the chat, here's our first box. Which out of these do you think that this might be? Like, which possible character do you think that I might pull first? Because I believe because of, and for those who are wondering, there's a 1 in 9 and 1/9 thing beneath most of these characters, aside from a couple of them, which is 1 in a higher number. This is basically them telling you that there's a 1 in 9 chance of getting each of these characters here, aside from these two here, which is a 1 in 12 chance and a 1 in 36 chance. So these two here are so these ones are the super common ones. This one here is the slightly less common one, but still pretty common. And then we have the 1 in 36 chance. If I have to, because let me see, if I had to guess which character I might pull first, I want to see if I can get this right and say possibly Wheeljack first or something like that. I'm thinking either Wheeljack or possibly Kickback. And with that, let's actually get one of these open. Let's actually start opening these. Alright. So I got this open. Now each of these individually packed boxes have this layer of this sort of clear wrap layering over each box, which definitely makes it extra packaged. So there we have that. And yeah, looking at the box without the wrapping, you can easily see more of you can more easily see that rainbowy holographic look that Blokees is known to put on their packaging. So that's nice. Yeah, so with the wrapper stuff away, we'll put that in there for now. We have a spot for this stuff for now. For each of these openings. And let's see who we get with our first one. I want to see if I can use my brick separator to hopefully like, yeah, wow, there's like yeah, it's probably more trouble to, and yeah, in this case, it's probably more trouble, less trouble to just tear in right into these boxes. Sorry, I tried. So there, we open this up, and we also get a little bit more when we start opening up some flaps. It says more characters. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. Okay, it says more characters. Stay tuned. All right, and within here, we have. Yeah, in here, after opening the box, set the box aside. Packaged in here is two separate baggies of parts. This one's kind of holding together like the sprue pieces, whereas this one is holding in like the rest of the parts, I guess. And then in here we have these sort of instruction things, the folded instructions. Very nice. Yeah, very nice. Very neat. So, open that up, we have that here. We have more like the poster stuff, and this would like alternate mode. And on this, well, that's a bit of a spoiler. That's a bit of Alright, so I guess Dirge is in this first one. Alright. So I guess, yeah, we have the instructions for Dirge specifically. Oh well. That kind of spoils, like... Huh. Alright, that's a tad bit unfortunate, but okay. Alright, so now that we know that it's Dirge inside, we can go ahead and get this open. Oh, and in here we also got like we got like a dehydration little gel pack thing, I guess. Do not eat. Chomp. And in this box, we have a small sprue for the included hands, as well as this sort of base plate sort of piece. And in this bag, we have the parts for Dirge. Nice. Ooh. His wing pieces are looking very shiny. His like gold wing pieces. Nice. Also like a fascinating range of pieces, which is cool. That's cool. And also a little card thing to show you which character this is. Here we have Dirge. Nice. So we have Dirge. And I guess with that we can start putting this together. Which was kind of unfortunate that I accidentally kind of spoiled which one was here. Oh, it says Kubi Kudi Store 1010. It says trading a grandma's LF Capitano user. Not sure what that's about. Well, let's go ahead and just start just chilling out. And like I said, yeah, feel free to interact with the chat. I'll try my best to respond to everyone as I'm building. Okay, so here we have the fists. Got the fists out. And then here's our sprue done in there. We got a little base plate. And I think it's fair enough to start with the torso. Nice. How is the chat doing? Alright. Here we have the ball joint at the head. Put that piece there. That piece here. Those are like the thighs. We also got some joints. You get some nice colors in here. We got like a really nice dark blue, as well as like this really shiny, like swirly gold. Really shiny gold. Alright. Then we just place the feet. Like I said, we place the feet down. And then attach the shins. But then I guess what happens here is these pieces get clipped there and be attached to his legs. So there we go, we got his legs. Hey, we feel, says Owens Brick Studios. Hello, how are you doing? How do? Hey, we feel. How do we feel? Can you? There we go, we got the legs done. Let's go ahead and work on the torso. I'm okay, thank you. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing good. Right now I am recording a I'm doing a live stream where I am just building some blocky, where I'm just opening up and putting together some Blockies figures, some Blockies kits while I'm interacting with the chat. Yeah, I am doing great. We got like little double-ended ball parts. I guess this is where like these gold pieces go. Nice. We got that piece. We can then touch that there. And these are just on a little double ball joint. And it has little tail feather like things. You know, like little tail feather things. That's nice. Then after that, we can then start putting together the arms. Okay, so we put together the arms. Then place the shoulders. Then I guess the little forearms. And then we'll place down the fists. We'll place in the fists. Then the null rays. The null rays are attached via separate ball joints by these ball joints molded into the shoulder, like armor thing. Then here we have the arms. Then after that, we can plug the chest we can plug the nose cone chest in. And then last but not leastly, lastly but not leastly, we can attach the face to this red part, then slide that into the nose cone helmet assembly, and then attach that onto here. Well, you do not get any up and down range for the head at all. You get tiny bit of side to side, and you can of course turn it left and right and whatever. But wow, you just don't get any up and down movement with the head at all. I wonder if it's... Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But alright. With that, here we have put together our first of many Blokees kits. So here we have Dirge. We can place him on this little stand, and we can definitely try to put him in a... We can definitely try to put him in a pose. You know, put him in a little pose. There we go, and we can, and why not? We can swap one hand out. Boom, with that. And then there we go. And we have some pieces left over that we can just move to the side for now. Let's get those instructions out of the way. And then here's our first of many to come. Here we go. How is the chat doing? Is my audio okay? Am I too loud? Am I not pronouncing things? Am I not pronunciating correctly? Just trying to make sure that this live stream is as pleasant as possible. So yeah, so here's Dirge. Do get a nice look for Dirge. I do like the colors for Dirge. Yeah, the colors on this kit look nice. Yeah, like this really deep, rich blue, navy blue. Like this really dark black, grayish black, which looks nice. And then just a splendid nature of the gold, these gold parts. That looks nice. It says Bullet Media M1C. It says sound levels are good, mate. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the confirmation. But anyway, here's our first kit. We can now open up another one. So here's our second one. Box is the same, so the boxes can be quick. So here's our character selection. Which character do you think this next one will be? So for those who were there was really no one guessing for the first one, so the first one's really like a trial thing, sort of. So here are our possible characters. Because out of this case we already got Dirge out of the way. Out of these characters, which ones do you think that this next one that we might get next? for the ones in the chat. Last time I didn't really pick one, so I'm gonna try to pick one, see how close I can get. I'm gonna try to guess that the next one might be the swoop. I'm gonna guess that specifically the robot mode for swoop. All right. Are we gonna place? Are we gonna put down any guesses, or are we just gonna get right into it? No guesses? No guesswork? Alright, let's get right into it. I'm going to guess that it's the so let's go ahead and get this open. Yeah, like this, getting that clear wrapping open. Let's just not even care about the boxes. Let's just rip and tear. Alright. And with that, let's get that box out of the way. Here's our bag of parts. It's our last one we opened. Let's not open the instructions this time, since we already found out what happens if we open the instructions beforehand. And because I found out that the larger bag parts is the one with like all like the character defining like parts in here. Let's see what's in here. Is it who I guessed it would be? Oh wait, is it? Oh, it is Swoop, but it's his alt mode. It's his alternate mode. Huh. Alright. Alright, fair enough. So technically I didn't get it right, but I was at least I at least got like somewhat close, I guess. Like it is a swoop. It is a swoop. And then this baggie. Got that. And in this baggie we have okay, yeah, so in this little baggie we have our base piece, but we also have what appears to be parts for a flight stand, which definitely makes sense considering it's a flying character. So I guess this small piece gets plugged into this ball joint, and then this little stand gets plugged into this large hole right here. And then here we have a little flight stand. Neat. Wasn't a bad guess. I know, right? Now, with that said, it was still It was still technically incorrect, but it was close. So we got some parts and stuff. Let's actually get the instructions open so we can see how we can put this together. Alright. So it's telling me to grab this piece, take this red part right here, plug it into there. And I guess while I'm putting this together, I'll give you people in the chat time to like formulate your next guess. So here's like the roster of characters. Now so far, we've opened up Dirge and we just opened up the alternate mode for Sloop. Now for those interacting in the chat or participating, who do you think the next one might be? Who do you think that this one might be? Because this is the one I'm going to be opening next. Okay, so we got this here. Apparently this gets closed up. So apparently this torso just gets completely closed, almost completely closed up inside this shell. Okay, so those are the eyes. Do you have a little beak? Why, yes, we do. The beak opens and it also has a convenient little spot. How much did the case cost to buy? So each release was going for like $5. So each box individually would go for like $5 each. But I ended up buying two of the like entire cases, which at the place where I bought them, they didn't have a sort of way of doing that. So what I ended up having to do was take these separate like boxes out and then scan, and then they would have to scan them individually. So it's basically just like a 5 times 9 sort of thing. So like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. You can expect to buy each case for like $45 each, which is not that bad. It's less than what a Voyager class transformer costs now. So anyway, we got this thing here, which gets plugged in back here, I guess. So if you're looking for like how much to buy it by the case, I believe there might also be like some places where you get a slight discount if you're buying the entire case, but I'm not entirely sure. That's good price. That is probably more in the UK. Hey, I honestly don't know how much it would cost in the UK. Yeah. Anyway, here we have the sort of pterodactyl head. Opens up. That's nice. So in here we can just plug this head into this little neck joint. Then after that we can take this lower body section, put the low armor on, and then I guess plug that into it, because I guess despite it being a completely despite being like a full alternate mode kind of thing, it still has the torso. It still has the parts for the torso. Oh, then we plug in these, which I believe are the legs. And those are the little feet. I'll check it out. I'll check it out, let you know. Alright, neat, thank you. That would be neat. So here we have the little legs. Then after that, we have these wings. So wings. Yes, this gets attached to wing. So this thing gets attached to there. We got a little yellow part gets attached to there. This gets plugged into there. And then same goes for the other wing. And then after that we place the wings into this little backpack section with the little tail. And then we plug this into the back of this pterodactyl robot. Then here, we can place this up, fold the legs back, I guess. Put the feet down, and there we have our swoop. And we got our beast mode swoop, which is nice. I like it. It's cute enough. It says nice quality. They are very impressive. It says 73.79 pounds in the UK. Fascinating. I would not expect it to be that much in the UK. Then as for the fire effect, we can open up the mouth and plug it into where we would be able to attach a effect piece. And now, boom, you got a swoop that is now making a fiery effect thing, which is really nice. I like that. So yeah, then we can plug this onto the back, and now we have, boom, flying swoop. That is really cool. I like that. That is nice. So here we go. Here we have Swoop. I will say this one is quite nice too. I do like this one was quite nice. It's a more simplified construction, I will say. But I do like the clever usage of some of the parts here. And the fact that it comes with like a little flight stand. Like that's also really nice. I like that. And everything seems expensive here at the moment, even food, because of the costs of living crisis here. Well, that is very unfortunate. That's cool. Swoop, I like it a lot. Thank you. That is a very... I will have to agree. That is a very nice swoop. And they even like give it... And yeah, like they even give it like the impression that it still looks like it's formed from the robot mode for swoop. So I like that. That's quite neat. So here we have Swoop, we got Dirge. So Dirge, Swoop. We have our little card things for Dirge and Swoop. Now, for our next one, for those who are participating in guessing what in the guessing, which one do you think we might get? Which one do you think we might get next? Now we've already gotten these two, so these two are probably out for the count. I'm going to say that the next one might be Wheeljack. I'm gonna guess that this one might be Wheeljack. Now, for those who are participating, which one do you think it might be? I like that nice, like, rainbowy holographic effect. That's cool. Alright, let's go ahead and get this open. I'll go Wheeljack as well. It says Bullet Media. Alright, so we're both guessing that it's Wheeljack. I like this clear wrapping sort of scenario stuff. Now let's get this open. Let's go ahead and get this open. Okay, here's the bags of parts. Let's move the box aside. The instructions, we'll move that to the side since those spoil the character, as we've seen with Dirge. And we'll take the larger bag and we'll open this first. So let's see who it is. We are... Okay, so yeah, that doesn't look like Wheeljack. Unfortunately, we were both mistaken, Bullet Media, because this seems to be the Optimus Prime. Maybe six shots. Maybe six shot, he says. Or she. Or they? I'm not sure. But hey, we got an Optimus Prime. That's nice. Alright. We have another sprue of hands, this time in blue. And also another base piece. Now let's get this opened up and put together. And then while I put this one together, let's say this will be our next one. So we'll definitely see who our next one will be. I'll guess Galvatron? Is Galvatron even in? No. Looks like it. I guess. Galvatron? And six shots? Is he even is he even on there? No. I don't see Galvatron nor six shots. Because this is our roster of possible characters we can get from this wave, which doesn't include either of those characters. So we're trying to guess out like which one out of this roster. Sorry. That's alright. That was kind of funny. It just like wasn't really expected. That's all. Come on. There we go. We're closing in on an hour. So what I guess is happening is we plug this into here, and here we have a blast effect piece. So we got a cool blast effect piece going on here. Okay, so why am I trying to guess which one is like how it's put together? Like it should be simple. It should be simple. there's torso. Let's hope there's no repeating ones in here. Like, I'm not entirely sure if we're going to get any repeating ones in here or not, but in our second case, that's definitely not going to be possible since this case is pretty much new, and this one too, though I did see this one on the shelf like already opened up, but it still had like still seemed to have all of its still seemed to be like very fresh. So so for this one, I'm not like 100% sure if we're going to get any duplicates or not, but I guess because of how Blokees released their blind batches, the blind box like cases, like a brand new case of these definitely is guaranteed to have one of each. One of each of like the 1 in 9 options. And then a Optimus in either a red and blue Optimus or just blue one. And in the case of this first box, it was just the normal red one, which is fine. But I am curious to see. I'll guess Wheeljack next if he's there. That's still that is one of the options we still haven't come across in this box set yet. Mine, I'll let you know my guess when we're about to open it. But for now, I'm gonna put together the Optimus Prime. So we have those. It is admittedly nice that the yeah, it is admittedly nice that the joints, that these like knee/elbow joints have already been pre-assembled for these later releases of these blind box ones. I do appreciate that. That's nice. Then this gets plugged in. Now we'll go simple and plug in the fists. Can this oh, there we go. Now that's fully in there. Okay, then we plug the legs in. Here we have our sort of ankle joints. I got a kickback ATM. Huh. Never realized they even had a like Transformers themed ATM. Well, let alone for a slightly less like popular Transformer character like Kickback, like a Insecticon, like not like still very much popular, but like not like one of those like evergreen ones like Optimus or Bumblebee and such. So it's kind of fascinating. Cheapest I can find is £8 a unit on Amazon. Is this thing just stuck? Oops. Come on. How long have I been collecting them now? Like Blockies in particular? So, if you're asking how long I've been collecting Blockies stuff in particular, then I've been collecting them since uh, yeah, sorry. Let's see if I can get this piece off. I've actually collected them for quite. Actually, let me think. It's been over a year. My first my first one was like during the like it was like during the like it was like during the holiday season of not last it was not last Christmas, but year before last. And I actually like did some videos for the for like the first like batch of blockies I got, and I was and it was like very significant for me because I got my first. Yeah, cool. You must a fair few now. I've gotten some. I've even bought some off camera and put those together off camera because they're just like fun little things, fun cheap little things to put together. But for like the first batch, I grabbed those and record those like off like on camera, and those ones are like very particular, are like very like fascinating for me in particular because I got those ones down in Florida at a from a little toy shop called uh, it was like a it was like a little toy shop in like Bonita Springs. It's like a toys and games kind of. It's like a toy shop kind of thing. It was where I got my first batch of blockies from, as well as like a couple other things. It says barricade Decepticon. This It says Barricade Production says, "Hey, how many boxes have you gone through so far?" Well, I am on box 3. Right now I'm putting together the Optimus Prime. Oh well, I guess I was trying to take this one off. Now it's kind of scuffed up. But oh well, it should still be fine. Should still hold. Should still be perfectly adequate for holding a light figure down. But anyway, we can now place these on here. But yeah, to answer your question, right now I am on box number 3, and something I have been doing to let the chat to allow like the chat to interact for a bit is I'm having like I'm having like the people in chat try to guess like which item is going to be like, do you think might be next? Alright. I can tell the speed you can assemble them twice as fast as me. Well, they're very simple kits. Like most of the despite it like technically qualifying as a model kit, most of the parts are not even on sprues. Not even on like any kind of sprues. So it's really more like putting together a small little Lego set. It's honestly more comparable to putting together a Lego set than it is like an actual model kit. But it still has all the fun stuff of a model. So it's like most of like the simple fun of a model kit. So there we go, we plug that in to the face. Got the front there. We'll plug the back in next. Sandwich that together. Then we pop the head on. Ooh, the head's kind of tight. Hopefully that'll loosen up. So the head's kind of tight. We got an extra joint, so in case I guess when I'm able to like take out the messed up like ball joints down here, I'll be able to have like a spare one to replace it with, which is nice. Also leftover hands, it's nice, and also the base thing. And here we have our Optimus Prime. Here's our Optimus Prime for this wave. Very nice. Got like a good amount of detail in here too. We got some insert stuff. We got the gun barrels on over the shoulders. Some details that's meant to look like tires. Got some really cool stuff here. I like it. Yeah, a nice simple design. It's a nice simply detailed design for an Optimus Prime. I like it. But with that, we can now move on to our next one. So for those who are participating, or like for trying to guess our next one, So far we've opened up Dirge, then the alternate mode for Swoop, then Optimus Prime, the red and blue one. I got the Optimus 2 times in a row, but lost the blast effect for both of them. And that can happen. That is unfortunate, but it has happened. It definitely can happen, which is kind of sad, because they would have like these like nice blast effects that you would have attached to their gun, only for them to lose, only to accidentally lose them at some point, which is unfortunate. So right now, the ones who are participating so far is me and Bullet Media. So Bullet Media is guessing that it's going to be guessing that this box is going to have Wheeljack. I think you'll get Swoop. You're going to guess the Swoop. All right. So Barricade Productions is putting his guess down, his or her guess. So Barricade Productions is putting a guess down for Swoop. I'm guessing you meant the robot mode one, since we already got the alternate mode. And you know what? I'm gonna place a guess down that I'm gonna think that this one's gonna be the IDW Megatron. So that's gonna be my guess. So Bullet Media is going to be Bullet Media is guessing Wheeljack. Barricade Productions is guessing Swoop, and I'm guessing that this one might be Megatron. With that down, let's go ahead and see who we get. Go. Yep. Already removed the clear wrapping. Let's just try to open the box in at least a somewhat civilized manner. Alright. Let's remove the box. Let's move the instructions. And let's see who we get. We'll open this one. Since this is like the larger one, it's gonna hold all the parts. Alright, let's see who we get. Oh, alright. So unfortunately, none of us got it, because this one is Sunstreaker. Yeah, so we got Sunstreaker. This one feels slightly thicker. Why does this one have a different pouch thing? I don't know. Let's move this stuff out of the way. All of us wrong this time. Haha. Yes, we were. Yes, we were both media. But hey, there's still more options to see if any of us is going to be able to get any of these right. Alright, so here's the fists, the hands. Usually. Let's move this out of the way. And let's start putting together our Sunstreaker. At this point, I'm not really using the instructions anymore since most of these are built in very similar ways. Like you have the crotch, you have the surprisingly you have the like minifigure looking torso. So used to call Sunstreaker sunscreen. Fascinating. I'm gonna try to guess to see. I'm gonna try to guess like try to speculate why that would be. So sunscreen. So sunscreen like sounds like a similar name to smokescreen, right? So maybe because you heard of the name smokescreen, and when you heard the name Sunstreaker, you thought it sounded like sunscreen because it's the name. Those two are like word sounds similar enough to get confused. Which is definitely a not with this exact case, but I've done stuff like I have mistaken the pronunciations of names like that too. I've misheard names like that as well. So you're not the only one there. You're like a bright yellow with this one, which is nice. Which is decent. There we go. Get a very bright yellow. Another reason to be honest, that honestly might be the reason because I was more familiar with smokescreen than I've. And when I forgot Sunstreaker's name, that's probably the reason why. Probably. Right. Oh, what's this? Oh, look at that, huh? Wasn't really expecting that. So the shoulders have a little bit more assembly to them than typical. Which is nice. Keeping things fresh for us. I like that. That's nice. I swear. And this, we thought that Sunstreaker was Bumblebee. We thought Sunstreaker was Bumblebee. Well, considering that he's like a black and yellow robot that transforms into a sports car. Like that's like a lot of people would definitely confuse that with Bumblebee. More specifically, Bumblebee, like the Bayverse Bumblebee, because in like the Bayverse they kind of gave him a redesign, and that a lot of Transformers media kind of stuck with loosely sense, kind of loosely stuck with sense where they redesigned Bumblebee into this warrior that into this black and yellow warrior that transformed into a black and yellow sports car. And so when comparing that to Sunstreaker, a sort of medium, a sort of like decently tall, like black and yellow robot that transformed into a sports car, people would definitely have that confused. Like it was. I don't think it was like anywhere near as common to confuse them at back then. So I'm pretty sure it was still. There's still people got them confused because same color scheme. But I don't think it was anywhere near as common back then, like before like the Bayverse stuff happened, because despite them being the same color scheme, they had like very vastly different silhouettes. And so when the Bayverse Bumblebee started coming out, people started getting more confused. Uh, yeah, started getting confused with Bumblebee and Sunstreaker more like that because they're comparing they're comparing two black and yellow robots that both transform into like a black and yellow sports car. And so with that, you definitely start look not the same, but definitely enough similar defining features that are similar enough that people would definitely get that confused. Look at that! You got like a smirk on his face. Oh, that adds some of that character onto there. Pop that pop that head on that body, and boom. Now, obviously, if you pay attention to like some of the more common some of like the details and stuff, and especially like side by side, you can definitely tell that Sunstreaker is a vastly different robot design than any like Bayverse or Bayverse adjacent styled Bumblebee. Anyway, we have the hands left over as well as a leftover ball joint. Place him onto the stand, and here we have Sunstreaker. That is nice. And like this wave of Blokees figures just looks really like aesthetically pleasing. You got like some nice stuff, all the parts and stuff look crisp and clean. Just very pleasant overall. But with that, let's go ahead and put our place our guesses down for our next box. And so for our roster so far, we've opened up Dirge, then the alternate mode for Swoop, then Optimus Prime, and then Sunstreaker. So for those who are participating, Bullet Media is going with Megatron, and then Barricade Productions is guessing the Shattered Glass Ratchet. That is nice. So I'm probably going to guess Wheeljack. So I'm guessing Wheeljack. Barricade Productions is guessing Ratchet, and Bullet Media is guessing IDW Megatron. And I'm trying to stall it just enough to allow for other people to participate, if to allow people a little bit of time for people to participate if they're able to. But with that, we can go ahead and get this open. There we go. We have our next box. How's our battery looking? It looks fine. Alright. There we go. Got this open. Put the box aside. Here's our smaller bag, our larger bag, and our instructions. Let's move our instructions off to the side. And let's see who it is. Get this open, and... it's Swoop. So unfortunate. As unfortunate as that might seem, we all might have been incorrect again. I found 86 Shockwave at my local Target today. Yeah, that's really cool. That's very neat. Yeah, we were all fooled. We were all fooled again. It was Swoop. Curses. Oh well. We got more hands. Another base plate. Move these out of the way, and let's get this put together. Let's get the hands out first. We'll definitely move this here to allow people some time to get for their next guess while I put this together. All right. Now, when comparing this to like the beast mode, yeah, it looks like some of the pieces are the same. Like the parts, seem like all the parts for the wings are definitely the same. Still has the same torso, same like groin. Like, it's definitely fascinating. The feet are not the same. Let's see if any parts for the head are the same. Doesn't seem like it. I mean, nope. This one has the eyes painted on, whereas the alternate mode one has the eyes separately fitted in. Who's everyone's favorite? Ooh. Everyone's favorite out of our lineup of stuff here. I know if I had to pick one out of this wave, it definitely It definitely would be the IDW Megatron. Yes, out of for what? Out of lineup. No, like yeah. So out of the lineup so far, I'm probably gonna guess my favorite is probably going to be. I'm gonna be real with you. It's probably going to be the like either the Optimus Prime or possibly even the Sunstreaker, but more likely to be the Optimus Prime out of the ones I put together so far. So I'm gonna put that in as my answer. Out of the four I put together so far, my favorite one here is the Optimus Prime. My, the Bullet Media says his like Bullet Media's is my favorite out of the lineup is the alternate mode swoop. It's a hard question to ask, really. Yes, I agree with you. I do agree with you there. Like we got some good ones in here. But let's see how but let's see how the robot mode for swoop compares to the rest. So put the torso together. Ooh, I like the torso. Torso's very nice. I like that. Got some. Ooh, got some really nice printing on the legs. I don't think that's really common for these. Like having just dedicated printing for the legs, and like some nice intricate details for the torso. So let me. Those are the arms, I guess. There's the arms. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Such good quality and detailing. Yeah, I do agree with you there. Got some nice quality. Got like some nice quality on here too. Like the most of like the joints here, like usually do feel like really nice and smooth. Get like a good range of articulation with them after you're done putting them together. Yeah. So we got the feet together. Ooh, the shins are nice too. Look at those shins. You got like little details for the kneecap, little beast feet for the kneecaps. Got some real nice stuff in here. Real nice. Then I guess those are his shoulders. Then fists. There we go. Do you collect anything else model-wise? You mean like other model kits? Let's check the instructions a quick sec. Yes, other model kits. Oh yeah, I've definitely put together other model kits. Like, for example, I've put together at least a couple of Gundam kits. I have them over there, just lying back there, like behind me. Let's see where. Okay, the links are attached in a very simple manner. Nice. So I put together a couple of Gundam kits. I've put together quite a few like Good Smiles Moderoid kits. If you're not familiar with those, like those are the ones I've seen where they like have like a lot of like where they do like a lot of like transforming stuff. Like they do like a lot of like transforming stuff with like the Moderoid kits. Because the Moderoid kits are like super articulated and highly detailed and stuff, but you are also able to transform them, and they usually do like transforming stuff. Any action editions from Blokees? Ooh, I don't think so. Most of my Blokees stuff has been the like blind box like Galaxy version stuff. Though I have gotten some things here and there of like the other Blokees stuff. Like I've gotten one like I've gotten one of like the Defender ones, which was like which was like those like really tiny like mini like Blokees kits. I got myself one of those ones. And then they have like a sub like one, and they also have like a separate one for like vehicle modes, where it's basically like putting together a little like Hot Wheels like sized car. And I got myself one of those as well. But like for the most part, for my blocky stuff, I've gotten either these blind box like Galaxy version ones, or the classic. I believe they're called like the classic class ones. I've definitely gotten a few of those as well. Most, yeah, like I've gotten a few of those ones as well. Like from like I guess from like the Rise of the Beast like lineup. Now let's see. Oh, the swoop head goes into there, I believe. That's nice. Oh, that fits there really nicely. I like that. And then, yeah, the wings here are definitely the same as the beast mode one. Yeah, but I've definitely had at least a good bit of like Blokees stuff because they're like pretty easy to get. They're not At least here, they're not that expensive. Like, they're pretty, at least here, they're pretty cheap to get. They're like that nice, like, very nice, like, impulse buy, like, price. They're like that like, impulse buy kind of price thing. Like, for me, where each one, it costs like $5, and it's like, yeah, like a decent little like a building experience, as well as a nicely like articulated little thing. Get some really nice stuff in here. There you go. There's the head. Ah! There's the head. Plug that into there. We definitely have more range in the head there. Also open hands and a spare ball joint. Let's place him down here. And ooh. And when fully together, that looks nice. I'm going all in for Shattered Glass Ratchet again. For your guess. Alright. So here's our swoop. Very nice. I like that. So let's get right into it. Let's see who our next one might be. So already Barricade's going for the repeat option. For Shattered Glass Ratchet again. I'm going to go back and say IDW Megatron. So I'm going to guess IDW Megatron. Barricade Productions is guessing Shattered Glass Ratchet again. And then has Bullet Media already decided on who they're guessing next? We've gotten everyone in this row. Gotten this already, so out of the 4 options, yeah, we got like 4 options here. Yeah, because we already got an Optimus Prime in this pack, it's not like we're probably not going to be getting the blue Optimus Prime. Now let's see. Is Bullet Media still thinking about their options? So guessing through. Alright, so I'm putting my next guess in as Shattered Glass Megatron. No, IDW Megatron. And Barricade Productions is gonna guess Shattered Glass Ratchets. And then I haven't seen Bullet Media guess the option for this one yet, so we'll definitely we'll definitely be opening this. And it still does take me a little bit of a moment. It still takes me a moment to open this up, so yeah, Boat Media is still able to, and anyone else who wants to participate, still able to call in their guests. And at least until I get this open. Yeah, this one's particularly not opening that smoothly. And same again. Alright, so same again. So I believe you were Hold on. Who did you guess last time? I believe you went, yeah, Megatron. Alright, I was just going back just to make sure, I was just going back to make sure. Alright, so this time both me and Bullet Media are guessing the IDW Megatron, whereas Barricade Productions is guessing Shattered Glass Ratchet. Alright. And then and we still have plenty to go through for those who still want to participate. Alright. We got our next one open. Let's move our box out of the way. Our instructions gets moved aside since we don't want to look at those too early. And with that, let's go ahead and get this open and see who we get. Alright. Alright. That is unfortunate for us. None of us got it right. Once again, we were all incorrect. I'm cool with this. Alright. There's our base. Here's our sprue of hands. Got some emojis going on here in the chat. All right. So this time we have Wheeljack on the helm. Alright, so we got that. Let's place it on our torso. That's our ball joint. We'll place this one here next. And we'll see if our next one, because here we only get like 3 options. We only have like 3 options. This next one, so we only have like 3 options. It's going to be either like the Megatron, the Shattered Glass Ratchet, or the Kickback. But for now, I'm gonna put this together. I'm gonna put the Wheeljack together before I put a mic next guess. Yeah, you got like a fascinating little like torso insert thing for Wheeljack. That's cool. So I believe like I was talking about like various different like before I was talking about various different model kits. I was talking about those are going to look so cool all next to each other when fit. Like these are going to look so cool all next to each other when finished. You got that right. It's definitely going to be great. I believe like what I was trying to talk before was like other model kits like I've gotten. Like I've gotten a good bit of like good smile like good smile like Modroid kits. And like a reason and like a huge reason why I like those ones so much is because like those ones like you put them together and they look so cool, but they also made them so that they're able to transform and do all their like transformation tricks, do like their transformation tricks on top of that. And even with that, like they also do like a selection of characters that are known for like combining or transforming of some kinds, and it's like really cool. I find that really cool. But of course, they're not the only ones, because I've also put together some at least one like Bandai kit that does some really nice transformation stuff as well. And I like that one too. Recording. Build. Like what is now let me ask you something, chat. Like what do you what is like your what do you like to see? Like what is like your ideal model kits look like? Like what do you expect to see in like a really nice model kit? What do you expect from like a really good model kit? Like do you expect do you expect it to have like a like do you like what like for example like Like when you have the model kit fully put together, after you've done like all the fun stuff of putting it together, like how much do you care about like the finished product after putting the kit together? Like how important would that be to you in comparison to how important the building process is? Good articulation. Yes, good articulation. All right. A logical building order for like the building process. I do appreciate that, like a good logical building order. If there's an if there's an ab crunch, then it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It says Barricade Productions. So Barricade Productions likes there to be an ab crunch when possible. An ab crunch, then it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Interesting. That's cool. I think. Actually, put the head together. Wait. Oh, is this the back of the head? I done goofed. Well, that fits so much better now. Well, so many pieces for Wheeljack's head in particular. Fascinating. Minimal cleanup of off plastic frames, no sharp edges, etc. Alright, so like basically like a minimalization of like when trying to cut the parts out, like you'd like there to be like a very minimal amount of like excess plastic that just gets strewn about after cutting the parts out. I think I know what you're talking about there. No, and no sharp edges. I think you would mean like if you're like cutting the parts out of there, like sometimes the 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 sprue edges like connecting the parts onto the sprue. Like sometimes those would get like pretty pointy and it would cause a little bit of damage to your hands. Yes, yes, nice and flawless engineering. Like engineering for like a engineering like in terms of like the assembly or like in terms of like like transforming and articulating and stuff or both or both. But anyway, here's wheeljack fully done. The assembly. Yeah, so here's our wheeljack. The wheeljack looks really neat too. Got like a. Though I will say, you got a bit of. It got a bit more. Yeah, a bit more like kind of odd like detailing here on the chest, which kind of looks a little off for me. But aside from that, it's like this wheeljack looks nice. No wrap or no warp, no warp, no wait, what the that was thank. Are is the stream still up? Yeah, perfect that wheeljack. All right. Thank goodness. I had issues with the live stream earlier, which caused it to like us to like end stream like way too early. I thought that might have happened again. Slight glitch there. Yeah, I think there might have been a slight glitch, but thankfully it didn't uh, turn off. But thankfully it didn't end the stream too early, so that's nice at least. So anyway, we got wheeljack done. Yes, yes, said video unavailable earlier. Yeah, that's about right. So anyway, here's our wheeljack. The wheeljack looks pretty neat. Do enjoy that. So after that, we're on to our next. And with that, we're on to our next box. Our options left are RIDW Megatron, Shattered Glass Ratchet, and Kickback. Now, if each of us picks one, then like one of us has to be correct, right? I would imagine at least. So what I'm going to do is come on, it has to be Barricade Productions says, come on, it has to be Shattered Glass Ratchet now. Says like not changing your lottery numbers. I gotta stick with same guess, haha. So I'm guessing Bullet Media is gonna guess Shattered Glass Megatron, IDW Megatron, and Barricade Productions going with Shattered Glass Ratchet again. Then I'm gonna have to guess what the only guess that's still available, which is the Kickback, still left empty. So I'm gonna guess Kickback. Bullet Media is going with Megatron again, and Barricade Productions is going with Ratchet again. So let's see who we get. Like, at this point, it has to be... At this point, one of us has to get this right. It just... We've gotten so many incorrect answers so far. Let's see who it is. Come on. Alright. Let's move aside our instructions. We're not going to need those. Move the box aside. Here's our baggies. Let's open the larger one. Alright, let's see who it is. It looks like the Megatron. Yep, that's definitely the Megatron. Sweetness. Bullet Media, it looks like you got one right. Hear it out for getting got like another blast effect piece in here too. Look at that. It attaches to, it's assembled like the same, seems to be like the same one as the Optimus Prime one here, so that's cool. Yeah, so now we got Autobot Megatron. That is very nice, very sick. I like that a lot. All right. Get the hands out of here. Don't need. All right. Now, going back to our conversation about like what we would like to see in our ideal model kit. What have you collected? Oh, Bullet Media says, "What have you collected, Barricade Productions?" Question mark. All right, got our shoulder joints. And just come, just some. I'm gonna assume you said some there. So just some Studio Series figures. That's kind of my whole collection. No, that's fair. So yeah, nice. I like. Does Bullet Media have Studio Series figures? I'm typing way too fast for RN. That's alright. You can take your time with your typing. We're all cool here. Alright. Here's familiar. Nick. I've only just started. I'm hoping to order this case of Amazon copy this build. Hold on. Why am I not seeing? Oh wait, no, these are the arms. Okay. I was confused for a bit. But no, these are just the forearms. Alright. I hope you get no loose joints in your case. It says I was collecting rare Hot Wheels and making them into mini RC cars. Oh, that's cool. I've definitely seen at least a few videos like that where they converted a Hot Wheels car into a little RC car. And they definitely have like officially released like Hot Wheels Hot Wheels cars that are little RC cars. I've definitely seen those at like where I've shopped before. Yo, that's sick. Yeah, I do agree with you there, a barricade. That is sick. I like that. The arm attaches like that. We got some nice feet too. But without dumping the app that damping the atmosphere, I have a rare cancer at the moment, so things been on hold. Hold, I'm currently in the Queen's innocent. So getting treatment, but if I make it, I will get into these for sure. Well, I definitely hope you recover. We definitely wish you luck and hope you get better. Yeah, because that. Thanks ever so much, guys. You're very welcome. Like that's that's the kind that that's the kind of bad stuff I don't wish on anybody. Why is this not holding together? Oh, there we go. There we go. And look at that. Yeah, so there we go. Here we have Megatron. Then we have an Autobot Megatron. I have a 33% chance of survival. It's not over until the fat lady sings. As But back to the build. Enough about me, and thanks again. Yeah, like totally. We wish you good luck. Luck with that. And as for the build, we definitely have a winner here because look at that. You got like a great amount of detailing here, not just with like the torso and stuff. You have some really good shaping in like the legs too. The best look. Yeah, and they also even went out of their way to like give the forearms some of that nice shaping too. Like I will admit the shoulder armor is kind of weird. It's kind of weird in my opinion. It's kind of like iffy in my opinion. Like not looks wise, it looks fine. It looks great, but it's more so just like how it's dealing with like it's more so like on the terms of like articulation and stability. It's kind of iffy for me, but aside from that, this Megatron looks and feels great. You even got like a really nice forearm mounted cannon that's attached in a really nice way. You got like a really nice blast effect piece to go with it. It's really cool. Just really cool. I have to go as my nurse is here. Thanks for your time, guys. See you all again soon. Take care. You have a good night. Well, you have a good night, Boat Media, and good luck. Good luck to you. You, you too. Take care. Thanks so much. Yeah, don't worry about it. Like we appreciate your time here. We appreciate your interaction here in the chats. That was very nice. So on to So with that, let's move on to our next box with only 2 options left to go. So it's really going to be a 50-50 chance between either Shattered Glass Ratchet or a Kickback. You pick first. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Kickback. I'll let you pick Shattered Glass Ratchet again. Alright, so this time it's a 50-50 between us. Bless you. Bless me. Whew. But anyway, it's a 50-50 chance. Let's see who gets this one. Who gets this one? Who wins this? Okay. Yep. Let's open again. Alright. Alright, let's move the box out of the way. Move the instructions out of here. And let's see who we get next. Who we get now. Plug this in first. Don't want that to die on us. Alright, let's see who we get now. And that looks like Insecticon colors. Yep, it's Kickback. I've won this round. Sweet. We got Kickback. Nice. All right. We got a purple sprue of hands now. All right. Can't believe the 2 most common ones get picked last. Yeah, I know, right? We got some nice wings here too. Look at those. Got some nice wings. But what? That is a very different torso. Look at that. Oh, and it already has the ball joint in there already. That is weird. This Insecticon is weird. But not too weird. All right. We have, so that's our torso. Got a very short torso this time around. What if that's a new torso, but they just scrapped it and it only comes with this? I mean, possibly. Hold on, don't I? Like, this one has to be like a redesign of some kind because this one has like the ball joint already molded in, as well as some extra like detailings and stuff. Some extra sculpted detailings. It's slightly slimmer towards the bottom. And I feel like these are slightly thinner legs than usual. Like, let me compare this to, like, yeah, they're definitely different. Alright. There's the legs. Got the little feet right here. So I'm guessing this is the back torso. Here's the torso. Wait a minute. So I guess this is for something different, and I guess this is for the chest. I guess he's just normally skinny. Yeah, I think so, maybe. Yeah. This one seems to be a little bit skinnier than usual. It has purple feet. There we go. We then work on putting together the arms. Like, ooh, those forms are definitely different. So we got the hands. Oh, I see. So we place this piece here on the back. Then we can then attach these wings here by the ball joints. I like how the elbows extend out slightly. I like how Oh yeah, like this bit right here, where it's slightly, where it's slightly more pronounced like that. It is a good look. I do enjoy it. Oh, this is using the same type of feet as the IDW Megatron. Yeah, it's using like the same type of feet as the IDW Megatron, which is fascinating. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. So this appears to be a little Insecticon fringe for kickback. It looks like a little shrapnel. Anyway, here we have a little shrapnel. Have to read any. Have you read any Transformers comics yet, like Skybound or IDW? Um, technically no, but I have like seen videos on some of the Skybound stuff. Like something that I've done was I looked at like videos where they did like audio dubs for the Skybound stuff, for like the Skybound comics stuff, and I've been really enjoying those. But at some point, I'm definitely going to get me uh those comics. Oh, I see. I placed these here upside down, so it's really supposed to be like that. And then I really haven't read much of any of the IDW stuff, but I've definitely had heard good things from those like from that stuff for like for example like a a redemption arc for an Autobot Megatron, for Megatron as an Autobot. I've definitely heard good stuff about that. Like, it's definitely some fascinating stuff. I feel like a Dino mode for Grimlock from Age of Extinction would be cool to see, like in Galaxy or even Defender. Possibly. I mean, yeah, that would be that would. Yeah, I think that would be neat. Alright, here's Kickback's head. Placed on there. And his gun. And he also has a little Insecticon friend that he's gonna, for now at least, he's gonna hold down there. So here's our Kickback, and of course, extra ball joints, leftover, alternate hands, stuff like that. So here's our Kickback. Very nice. Articulated wings too. Yeah, real cool. Really neat. I like this Kickback. Yeah, decent articulation there. And then for our next box, for our box here, we will we could try to guess to see which one's in here, but Kickback works the best in my opinion. Nice. Got the wrapping off. And then out of the ones here, yeah, it's probably going to be the Shattered Glass Ratchet. Let's see. Well, it could be wrong. Could be wrong. Move that out of the way. Let's move the instructions out. Got so much instructions that we haven't opened. Alright. I swear, if it's not Shattered Glass Ratchet, no, it's gonna be Shattered Glass Ratchet. Yeah, see? What did I say? Shattered Glass Ratchet. What part does... Oh, it's just spare ball joint. We don't need that. We got ourselves Shattered Glass Ratchet, and now we can move this out of the way. Or we can leave it here. Here too, why not? Let's also get this open. Did this one just not come with? Oh, alright. Boom, we got our Shattered Glass Ratchet. Now let's get this one built. Sweetness. Boom. Got those in white. That's cool. That's cool. There we go. How's that looking so far? Alright, attach his arm. Again with the falling off of the arm. I didn't mean to apply so much force. Optimus Prime's blast weapon effect can fit in his weapon. I'll definitely do that in a second. Let's see. Boom. Place this here. And yes, I can. Yes. R.I.P. SG Ratchet. Reason of death, he exploded. Okay, they did update the head. Oh yeah, the head's nice. I enjoyed that. And also leftover hands and ball joints. Place onto there, and boom, we got Ratchet from Shattered Glass. You got like a nice, turquoise color for his limbs and feet. I like that. That's nice. Very cool. Very, very cool. Also got like some of these parts in like that teal color, which is neat. Cool. I like that. So now let's actually put them all on here in order. We got Dirge, Swoop, Optimus Prime. So Swoop, Optimus Prime, then Sunstreaker, then Swoop again, this time in his robot mode. Then Wheeljack, then Shattered Glass Megatron, then Kickback, and then lastly but not leastly, the Shattered Glass Ratchet. And boom. Look at that. I really take the shattered glass designs, especially Starscream. Yeah, you do have a lot of like really cool like shattered glass designs. And I'm not like particularly talking about like ones like this where it's basically just the G1 character but in different colors. I'm talking more like the ones with like the ones where they use like vastly different designs that like sort of fit like the inverse nature of each of those characters. Like using like this Cybertron Starscream mold for making like a more heroic looking Starscream than usual. Have it more like Paladin like Starscream look. Like the fire colors. And like making like a more serious, more threatening looking like gold bug than usual. Stuff like that just makes it more appealing than just repainting the character in shattered glass colors. But anyway, so here we have our character selection out of here. Very nice, very appealing. But we still have another box. This one unopened. Like kind of. So this gets flipped out, gets flipped up. And I'll put these in, I'll take these out in the orientation that's in the box. There we go. That way we keep the box intact. Always. Let's move the box aside. Ooh, where do I put the box? I'll put it here for now. Anyway, here we go again. Another? Yes, I bought 2 cases of these. So yeah, so I bought another case of these. This time we're doing more of a lightning round. So let's take these out. And let's now let's fill this up again. Restarted. Yeah, this time we're doing more of a lightning round. So, not only are we gonna try to guess these ones again for the ones who want to participate, but we're also gonna see if we're gonna get this one or not. If not, that's fine. It's totally. If not, that's fine. It's okay by me. And so I've already got all the characters out of here that I wanted. So this is going to be like a little lightning round. See if we can try to guess more characters. So for those who are participating, who would you? All in on Shattered Glass Ratchet. Okay. You're guessing Shattered Glass Ratchet. I'm going to guess let's say swoops alternate mode. And for like lightning round, I'll have you pick another one. Let's say, let's pick 3 characters. So who else would you be picking? Just out of this one. Like 2 or 3 characters, so why not? Alright. So you're also gonna pick Sunstreaker and Wheeljack. Alright. For me, I'm going to guess Swoops, both, I'm gonna place a guess in both of Swoop's alternate modes as well as, Kickback. So let's see who we get. Let's get that up here. Let's actually move. I'm fine with those being there. Alright. Get out of that. Let's see who we get. Okay, well, it was Optimus Prime. Alright. Well, it looks like we're not getting that blue Optimus Prime. Doesn't look like we're getting that blue Optimus Prime, but that's fine. I don't really mind that. However, this time, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because we've already built it. So what we're gonna do now is just do a lightning round. Why is the rare one for? Why is the rarest one? Not the rarest one, the blue one, because we didn't get the blue one. I'm gonna keep, for my guesses, I'm gonna keep these 2, but change my last guess from Kickback to Dirge. Are you gonna change any of yours? Or are you going in with these 3? I'm going to say with my... Alright, fair enough. Come on. Alright. Just move that out of the way, move this out of the way. Actually move... because those are starting to get more and more in the way. Let's pick a few of those out. Just a second. All right. All right, nice. All right, let's see who we get. Shattered Glass Megatron. Woo. I don't think either of us guessed the Shattered Glass Megatron. Alright, cool. Let's get those out of the way. There we go. And I'm just gonna mix the parts in because it's I'm probably more than likely gonna try to make some sort of weird amalgamation with the parts after I get this done. There's a possibility. So are you gonna stay with your guesses, or are you gonna change any? I'm going to say, you're gonna stick with yours? I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with mine as well. Alright. It's a 1 in 7 chance. What are the chances that this one would be kickback? Alright. Let's see who we get. Alright. It's Sunstreaker. That's one of yours. That was one that you guessed. You win this round. You win this poll. Hooray. Alright. And now, I'm gonna change your guess I'm gonna change your guess from Sunstreaker to Kickback. So now there's gonna be no chance that it's gonna be neither of us. It's gonna be either one of yours or one of mine. Alright, excellent. Alright. Come on. Are we okay? Oh. Accidentally knocked my camera over. But it's fine. We got things taken care of. No worries. No worries. Hakuna Matata. Alright. Let's see who we get now. Well, it is Wheeljack. Hey, that's another one of yours. That's another guess from you. Nice. Yeah, very nice. You got two of them in a row. You won two in a row. Now for this guess to try to keep things a little more fair, I guess I'm gonna drop a Dirge. Not Dirge. No, I'm gonna drop Swoop's alt mode. So Swoop's alt mode is gonna be neutral now. Actually, no, I'm gonna give actually no, like out of the three, which one do you want to guess for now? Do you want to guess for Dirge, Swoop, or Swoop? I'll take Dirge. All right. So now you've taken the Dirge. You're taking my Dirge option. So I'm. Alright. Let's see who we get. Alright, let's see who this one is. No way! No way! No way! You've got to be kidding me, dude. Bruh! You got that one! You snagged them straight away from me, bro. It's alright. Let's go. Alright. Let's move that out of the way. Alright, next one. There's 4 left, which means it's obviously the 2 there. It's the ratchet. You already got Blue Jacket, Sunstreaker, and Dirge. Oh, I don't think... Hold on, wasn't the Insecticon already taken? Huh. Anyway, I'm gonna try to guess for... Oh, yeah, so there should only be 4 options left. You two, your options with your ratchet and kickback, and my options with the swoops. Let's see who gets this next one. Let's see who wins this next round. Alright. I'll let you have kickback. Alright, so... Alright, let's see who wins this poll. Let's see who wins this one. I'm going to... It's kickback. Didn't I said you had kickback, or did I have kickback? Right. Oh wait, because you said you let me have kickback. I had Dirge. Yeah, you had Dirge. Yeah, you snagged Dirge from my guess pool. I believe kickback was like last picked, I believe. Alright. Now it's gonna be either Ratchet or one of the swoops. It's gonna be one of those 3. Oh wait, wrong one. But yeah, for this, yeah, we can definitely tell that this one's the swoop. This one's a swoop. Alright, we got Swoop's Beast mode. Nice. Have a good night. I gotta go have a good night or day though. Oh, you getting off? Alright, you have a good night. I'm definitely gonna open up these last two. Yeah, have a good night, Barricade Productions. Oops. Sorry about that. Terrazone fell over. Oh no, where did your eye go? Oh man. I'm gonna have to look for that later. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate for me. Alright. Alright, let's see what we get for this one. Oh, it's the other swoop. Now, for those who are still watching, you might be asking me if I already found out that the Optimus Prime is the regular. If I already found out that this box had the regular Optimus Prime, then why am I still bothering opening up all the boxes anyway? It's mostly because I want to see what. It's mostly because I want to see what kind of crazy abominations I can make by combining these parts together. Alright. Last box. And I'm pretty sure we know who this one is. Yep, it is Ratchet again. Alright. Look at that, we have a whole deck of cards. Here we go. And the little cards. Let's move this out of the way. And after all that's opened, here we have this. We have a whole pile of parts. So we got in a bunch of these leftover hand sprues of various colors. We also got a bunch of these base plate pieces. Including one with the fight stand. And then all of, so we got some blast effect pieces here and there. Then all the rest of it is just pure parts of all these, from all these different items. Look at that. Look at that. I've mixed everything here together. Ha ha ha. There we go. I have mixed all of it together in one singular pile and stuff on the side. Ain't that fancy? And now, there we go. And there's our all-star roster. Here's our roster and here's our parts. Look at that. Yay. Alright, and with that, yeah, here is you got so much just stuff in here. putting extra hands and stuff on the side. Just got some crazy stuff going on here. Sounds cool to me. But with that, we must. This of course must come to an end. But I had a crazy. I had a pretty good time with this. It was fun to like just open up some stuff and just put it together, and then just and just it's mostly like the interacting with the chat. The interacting with the chat was honestly the best part of this live stream for me. You people were fun. You people were fun to interact with, which is another which is a huge reason why I highly encourage any and all interaction in the chats below, because it's just be a fun time sometimes. But with that, here we have. Well, with that's gonna probably be it for this. I had a good time. It's definitely really cool, and I'm definitely gonna see what I can do, like what possible crazy amalgamations I can make with these. But with that, I think that'll be it for this live stream. If you enjoyed this live stream, consider to like and subscribe, and maybe even interact with the chat if you want. Maybe even check out my other videos if you want. I tend to and also checking out my live streams would be awesome too. I do my live streams. I typically do my live streams like once a weekend, once on the weekends. Usually on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I hope I talk to you. Hope I talk to you then. All right. Good night.